Here we go. Alrighty, so here's some split jerks. I'm just gonna let it play. It's like 20 seconds long, and the weight keeps going up and up. Okay. Okie dokie. What do you guys see? Well, let me ask a different question. What were you looking at? Let's start
Feet.
there. Bernard was looking at the feet. Anyone else looking at the feet? LP. Okay. Kim.
I I I went. Well, at first I was looking to see where his if he was actually driving under the bar, and then I went and reverted back to his feet after it got heavy, though.
Let's do it one more time and just look at the feet. Everyone just look at the feet. That's what I was looking at. And I want you to tell me what common theme happens, especially as it gets heavier. Okay. It's happening now, even at lightweight. Okay, overall, do we like his split jerk? It's
I
okay to
do.
nod your head. I think it's pretty good. He's not like really over, he's not really short stepping it very much. It looks pretty consistent. Now, what did you guys notice about the feet? Didn't really do it there. That's only like what, 95 pounds there? See what happens when he gets to 150. Is that another 95? So 145? There you go. It's already doing it. Okay, see it?
Heels
Close
are
on the
coming
foot.
up.
Yeah, the heels are coming off the ground.
Mm.
Watch the heaviest one.
Mm.
Look
Is
how
he on the ball of his foot when he lands,
um
or is
well,
he like on the top of
let's
his
just
toe?
let's focus on the dip for now, and then we'll go there. Because yes, there's stuff going on there too. All right, so on this last one, the
Okay.
heaviest one, let me back it up. This one actually was okay. It wasn't, but you guys see he kept some of the balls as a foot a little early. Now when he lands, nice. This was the heaviest one, so it kind of got a little unstable, but actually
Just
that was
feels like
go ahead.
he's not using the right side enough.
The right side of his body.
The right leg.
Yeah, in
And
what
so
way?
there he's on the ball of his foot, on his toes actually, which means he doesn't have enough pressure. I mean, Catalyst posted that thing about where to have your foot, how much pressure should be on the foot,
Yeah, yeah.
which I thought was really helpful. And so
Mhm.
he's not doing that enough.
Yeah, he's on the toe of his back leg and doesn't have enough of his foot in contact with the ground. So now his front leg is doing a lot of the work, like Greg was saying in that video, right?
Okay, yeah.
He does a good job when he recovers. He reshifts his weight back, right? I really like that he did that. See, I pushed back. That's the first cue I give people when they're forward. So he's a little bit, I mean, it looks nice and straight up and down, but his first movement is to push the bar back to recenter himself, and then he comes through. But yes, I agree. That back leg isn't really taking as much of the load. And if you look at this, what's he need us with his back here? He's got a belt on there. From there, and the progression through the weights. Look at his low back when he receives. That's pretty flat. That's pretty flat. Oh, there we go. It's starting to get a little more archy. You guys see that? So and I like that his back leg is still bent, and that's good. And his foot does look like it might be turned out a touch, if not maybe just a little bit. But when you see the back arching like this, it's often a result of the back hip flexor not wanting to take the load. They kind of go together. So you'll see that back really want to get overhead. He does a good job of staying pretty planted, but his weight is more on the front leg, as you can see there. Okay, now I just want you to watch the way his feet dance when he lands. You see how his outer edge of foot there? Look at the left foot. You see how his big toe comes off the ground?
He seems a bit narrow, don't you guys think?
Oh yeah, totally. It's narrow. He's tight walking. It's actually narrower than his starting position. Look, see where his toe is here and his toes are there? When he lands, his feet are actually inside those lines. So why do you think that happens? When this position, his back knee is totally turned out. You see it?
Yeah.
Why would someone land narrower than wide?
Because they don't have confidence in the right hip flexor.
Could be, yeah, yeah. What else?
It could also be hamstring glute.
Yes. So the tendency is like I'm gonna go downstairs so I can jump and land and not worry about the floor collapsing underneath me. But yeah, when you stand more stacked on top of each other, the bones can stack more, but you're not able to wedge into the floor as well. So when I teach people the split jerk, and we can play around with this if you want to. So when I teach people the split jerk, what I like to do is I like to have them do this. So do you see? Oh, can't see my feet. Here. Okay. You guys can see my feet, right? So my
Yep.
feet start here. I jump and land. You see my feet actually go out. There. So my feet are here. I dip, drive, and I land here. What I'm thinking about do is I'm thinking about pulling this front foot back and in to my back leg. The back leg I'm trying to pull towards center. And so this is my base here. This is wider than my start. If you bring my feet forward, it's my squat stance. You guys see that there? So here, I'm trying to wedge in. If you look at his knee's already going like his foot's kind of there, but his knee is kind of turning out like that instead of being in here. And when you think about being wedged here, in that front leg, you should feel this hammy, this inside hammy pulling back, like I'm trying to pull back. And in my back leg, I should feel my glute, my hip flexor, and this hammy pulling towards. So think about bringing this back knee towards the front knee. And I'm really well wedged. And what that does, it helps me keep my feet flat. You notice his foot was doing this. Now he's going out to the outer quad instead of pulling toward VMO and inside hamstring. So that's kind of what's causing the feet to be so dancy. Does that make sense?
So it should be IT.
Yeah, because you're stabilizing, right?
Hmm.
You're trying to stabilize a load. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely IT. You want the structure and you want stability.
Yeah. Long time under tension if you had to stay there for a minute.
His jumping though is great because that's ET. Remember, like it's all you want to go this way because it's a jump shape. It's your outer quad here, and then your inner here, and come here, and you come back. So you gotta think of it that way, right? If I'm supporting heavy load, heck yes, I want to be an IT. Make sense?
Yep.
Let's watch the last lift, the heavy one. I want you to see if you notice a dynamic fault that's happening there. Let's see. This is the last one. Ooh. Do you see it?
The arm bend.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why did that happen?
Did it crash on him?
Oh yeah. Here, let's do this. All right, so here's his receiving position, yes, right? About there. That's where he stabilizes. I'm gonna draw a line. And the barbell right there. Boom. Okay. Now let's see how high I push that bar. So in general, when you're doing your dip and drive, the barbell and the jerk really doesn't have to go past very far. Your eyes and forehead is kind of the max. All right. So just for reference, I'm going to put another line here. for his forehead, which is right about yay high. Okay. Makes sense?
Yep.
So from here, let's watch the trajectory of the bar. See how the peak of it is there, but then look at where it's set. Oh, it comes down like a whole 3 inches.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? So also we have to keep in fact that this shot is shooting straight, it's shooting at an upward angle, so my lines are probably not. This first line is probably more as eye level if we're thinking about the compensation of the angle going up. So really, he doesn't have to make the bar go much higher than that bottom green line. So if he just went and drove it to right there and just pushed his body under, he wouldn't have that load coming back down on top of him. And see how it kind of buckles his elbows. In a weightlifting competition, he might get 2 white lights, maybe even a red. He doesn't like really obviously rebend the knee. I mean, sorry, the elbow, but it's not necessarily stable, right? If you watch the lighter weights, he still kind of does it. So let's see if I can clear the picture lines here. Oh, how do I do that? Yes, that. All right, so here, right? Peak of the barbell is right about there. That's peak of the bar. Oops. Draw line. Okay. So that's the peak of his trajectory. It's a lighter weight too. That's fine. But look, even there, it kind of dropped on him. You see that? It and he gets heavier. Let's go to this one here. Okay, so we go. The peak of the bar path is pretty consistent. It's like right up underneath that pull-up bar. Okay, but let's just watch where it goes now. Oops. No. There. See how it falls down on top of him? Boop. What do you notice about his shoulders?
He's kind of retracting a little bit in order to stabilize him.
Yeah, kind of. But I want you to, here's the part I want you to notice is that when he gets to the overhead position, he's like really reaching and then it comes down. Okay, so let's watch another one. So here he's really reaching and then watch the barbell settle there. And you see how you'll see it kind of subtly there. You see, if you look at the distance from his shoulder to his ear there, that's shrugged up and then there's gonna be some space. See how it makes space?
Mhm.
And then even more space. And then he re-shrugs to stabilize it. So that's essentially the same as me doing this with my bottle. I'm not connected to it anymore. Ideally, what happens is you get to here, boop, and you get this is the position, right? And if you just use my that back corner with the black and the white meat behind me as reference, I'm just going to push myself under. And see how it didn't go up at all? I stay here, push myself down. Instead of it going up and then me restabilizing it in an exaggerated way. So in a sense, he's over pushing the bar. It's going too high. It's a really common one. Like happens in the snatch, happens in the clean. You sort of huck the bar and you kind of pray to get underneath it. So it's really more of a timing thing. Um, one of the benefits of not like hucking and praying is that if you stay connected to the bar, you can actually get under the bar faster because you're pushing against the bar. Does that make sense? Like when you're in midair and you're pressing against that bar, it pushes you under it faster. So you lock out and you lock out more solid instead of reaching and then it coming back down on top of you. Which is what he's doing. Cool beans?
Uh, I've been thinking a lot about the turnover drill that you have, PVC pipe against the rail,
Yeah.
and I think it's a really good one, but it's not dynamic enough. It
Yeah.
doesn't help you to understand the weight to turn over a heavy weight and then into that pressing motion. And I think what might be a good correlate to that is the kettlebell snatch.
Yeah, yeah. One thing you can do if you want to like get the idea of the dynamic part and picking your feet up and pushing down would be jerk recoveries. You ever done those? So you're getting your squat rig, right? I have a video of it actually. Let me find it for you. Let's see. Sorry, did I say squat recovery? I meant jerk recovery.
You said that.
Oh,
You
okay.
said, yeah.
Okay, good. So jerk recovery. There it is. Okay. So oopsies.
Jerk recovery is a cool exercise.
Up and Ray. Okay, here. This one. All right. Here you go. So you have the safety squat rack at the top there. Ideally, for someone who's just starting out, pick a weight that's heavier than you can do or heavier than you. And in this position, you see that I'm going to set myself up with my feet underneath the bar. You see how my feet are directly under the bar, and I'm at the peak. And this is probably even too high. Okay, but essentially, I'm going to press play. I push myself down under the bar. Do you see that? So it's a good way to practice the footwork. You pick up the feet and push down there. And then you can also, can I mute myself? Practice standing up, recovering underneath it. And you can load this thing up. Like I like to load it up. Like this is 150 kilos, 155 kilos.
Scary.
Stand up. Sorry. And then dump it forward so you don't die. But yeah,
Jesus.
that's way more weight than I could jerk ever, right? But the good thing about that is it helps develop that confidence to stabilize that bar overhead. So that's 155, I think it was. Just two blues on there. Yeah. Anywho, it's a really good drill to get weight over your head and learn how to stabilize it, but also to have that sensation of pressing yourself under and picking up your feet. Any other questions on the jerk? Cool. Yeah, I mean, Bernard, that drill, I really use the other drill as more of a slow, hey, let's understand the movement type thing, right? But it definitely falls apart at some point. Like you have to, it doesn't really, like you said, translate into feeling the dynamic speed of it. But for a lot of people, it's more like I taught a workshop yesterday at CrossFit Coeur d'Alene, and the coaches were blown away. They're like, this is crazy. Like, this is, then now they really understand what it feels like to be connected for the whole time. Because the most common thing you'll see when people do that drill is they'll squat too far down. And I'm like, look, you disconnected from the rail. Like you don't want that. You want to always have upward pressure on the bar. You want to be maintaining a upward pressure, whether you're pulling yourself down or turning yourself and pressing under, there's always upward pressure. So that drill with the jerk recovery, Bernard, would be a great one because it allows them to understand that dynamic part. Like the bar is in midair, it's not going anywhere, but you need to pick your feet up and punch yourself under fast and aggressive. So pick a weight that's like heavier than you. That way you don't like accidentally push it off the rail. And then you could and then after that you could practice the recovery part. Cool beans? Any other questions on the split jerk? Oh, here's another one. Here's just freebie for you. One of the do I have a PVC pipe here somewhere? I have a technique bar. One of the things that really I struggled with when I first was doing split jerk was my back hip flexor was so weak that it hurt in the back because when you think about it, right, this back leg is an overextension, right? Most people are very weak and the muscle doesn't find tension unless it's here. So if you're asking the back leg to be in tension here, you're gonna feel a big stretch here, maybe even a big stretch in the groin here. So one thing that helped me Okay, just pretend like I have a pee. Oh, I'll use a broom. That works. Okay. So one of my favorite drills that I used to do was just push jerks and split. So you're here, right? I already start in a good position. I just dip drive, push myself under. And I'm really focusing on keeping this butt squeeze and getting a stretch here. All right, so start my split. Dip, so slow motion, dip, drive, push myself back under. And you'll get a big stretch here. And that's just a good way to develop some time under tension, some exposure therapy to that position so that your back leg feels more confident in that position. For a lot of people, the solution is just to have them spend more time in the position they're uncomfortable in. Teach the body it's safe.
Did you see K-Star said that that was the number one deficiency he saw in his athletes?
Was
Is
hip extension? Oh yeah, totally. 100% agree. Because everyone struggles with their inflection, and then you ask it to go into hyperextension, it has no chance. Do you guys remember the psoas, the yoga psoas raise? Do you guys remember that drill? Let me go grab what do you call it? A yoga block, just a second. Okie dokie. So we've got a psoas block. Don't mind my bicep curl bar. Okay. So you lay down here, yoga block under here, and you just hang out here. If you feel your lower back, squeeze your butt cheeks together, and you want to hang out here for about a minute or two, and you're gonna start to feel maybe your rectus femoris here start to complain. You might feel your back complain. If you feel your back, just squeeze your butt. But at the end of the maybe a minute or two, you're gonna start to feel some quivering, either in the low ab or in the psoas here. What this does is it's forcing your hip to be able to have some capacity in this overextended position. So that's a really fun drill you can do to develop some safety there. That's a good drill for helping with a split jerk. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, let's